Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. A lot of guys out there are obsessed with longevity of their fragrances. Today I've got 12 different fragrances that have one thing in common between them all, and that is performance. Longevity, projection, all of these are beasts. And also, I did want to give you a friendly reminder that my fragrances, Blue Ridge, Jet Black Enigma, and Terra Nova, are in stores at every Perfumania and fragrance outlet in the country in the US. And alternatively, you can order these off the internet at Michael Moell's website using the code GENTSCENTS, GENTSCENTS, for 20% off your order. That's linked down below. The first fragrance that I'm going to talk to you about that is just a monster in terms of the longevity is a hidden gem. This is a fragrance that almost nobody knows about, almost nobody is wearing, especially in the US, because it's a fragrance house that just people don't know about. It is from Jesus del POZO, and it is Tobacco Wood Nights. So this one you can pick up from Fragrance Buy. That's where I picked mine up, and actually a couple others from this house. Bottle design is, you know, fairly low-key, other than just this little gold collar here, but the fragrance itself smells awesome. This stuff is really good. So obviously with it being named Tobacco Wood Nights, you already know a couple of the notes there, but it also has leather and a good amount of spice, warm spice, sweet spices, almost kind of a syrupy sweetness to it. And you could compare this one a little bit to Carolina Herrera's C.H. Privé or Cavalli Uomo's La Notte, which is discontinued and very difficult to find nowadays. It's close to those, but maybe with like a smattering of the Guerlain L'Homme Ideal line, like just a little touch of that. It's rich, it's sweet, it's a little bit smoky. The leather comes through quite strongly as well. It's a great scent for fall and winter time, a stunner. Next one is from Davidoff. It is Cool Water Intense, and you can pick this up for under $40 at discounters. Now, do keep in mind, even though this is Cool Water Intense, it's not actually an intense version of Cool Water. Now, intense in terms of performance, yes, but intense in terms of smelling like the original Cool Water. No, that's what I mean. The original Cool Water smelled actually quite close to Green Irish Tweed from Creed. It's a green fragrance with an aquatic freshness to it. Cool Water Intense actually has coconut, green mandarin, and amber. It actually comes across quite strongly. It's got a pungency to it. It is one of those intense flankers that is actually intense, because sometimes you'll get intense flankers that are actually pretty weak, and then you're confused. But no, Cool Water Intense lasts a long time, gonna give you kind of a tropical feel, but do be aware again that it is packing quite a punch, so it's not quite as fresh as you might expect. After that, from Emporio Armani, Stronger With You Intensely. Stronger With You, this line has some big time beast mode performers. It's got a lot of fragrances that will last a very long time, and the strongest of the entire lineup is Intensely. Absolutely also has great performance. Stronger With You Oud, Stronger With You Leather, those last a long time as well. But if you're just going for the longest lasting, biggest performing, highest projecting monster, just abomination of performance, it's this one. It has toffee, vanilla, tonka, and cinnamon as some of the notes in the fragrance, and it is, as I said, very strong. So wear this one during the fall, during the winter. It's maybe a little more of an evening scent, but you can pull this off during the day as well, and it is a huge compliment puller. It has that great gourmand, almost edible sweetness to it. So this one is a confidence booster and really captivating to the people around you. The next one is a clone fragrance, a cheap clone fragrance that you definitely know about. Tobacco Wood Nights, a lot of you maybe have never heard of that. This one, probably most all of you have. It's from ARMAF, and it's Club de Nuit Intense. Lemon, pineapple, birch, and black currant, some of the notes in the fragrance. It is, of course, a clone of Creed Aventus. So it's gonna do pretty much what Aventus does, although a lot of people out there would actually say Club de Nuit Intense Man at this point is stronger than Creed Aventus. The opening of Club de Nuit Intense Man can be a bit off-putting for people if you've never smelled it before. It has a really strong open that can come across like a little bit of a chemically lemon, but as it settles in, it actually becomes extremely appealing. Big compliment puller in the air. The stuff smells fantastic, and it lasts forever. And also, it doesn't hurt that it's like 5% the cost of Creed Aventus at retail. From there, let's go to Dior with Sauvage ELIXIR. Now, to be fair, you could go with just about any Sauvage. Sauvage Eau de Toilette lasts forever, also projects like a beast, an unchained beast. Sauvage Elixir, also extremely powerful. Nutmeg, cinnamon, licorice, lavender, sandalwood. Some of the notes in this guy right here. And as I've said numerous times, it reminds me a little bit of old school, classically masculine fragrances. So it makes sense that it would have that power to back it up. It is done with a modern twist though, a modern edge. So don't worry, it doesn't smell like you know, grandpa's fragrances. Shout out to all the grandpas out there. But grandpas can still wear this and smell like the man. Sauvage Elixir is great stuff. A lot of you agree because that gets so much love. Anytime I ask you guys on the community tab, hey, what do you think is the best fragrance for this or that? Sauvage Elixir always coming up. After that, one from Hermes, H24 Eau de Parfum. Now, I am not a fan of H24 Eau de Toilette. I don't like it a bit. The Eau de Parfum, I do think is the superior fragrance. Overall, I think it's nicer than the EDT. That one is very fresh compared to pretty much all the other fragrances that we've talked about here today, and it's got a great green edge to it. I think the opening is extremely appealing, actually. You have oak moss, clary sage, narcissus, rosewood as some of the notes in the fragrance. It is definitely a very modern fragrance in the way that it uses aroma chemicals and gives it this extended freshness that may not appeal to you, or you may think it's the most amazing thing you've ever smelled. One thing it does though, just like Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette, is last forever on my skin. That one is going to be more springtime, fall time, and potentially summer, although during summer I wouldn't go quite as heavy, obviously because it's pretty strong, and if it's extremely hot outside and humid, it may not go over that well. From there, a newer fragrance from Paco Rabanne, 1 Million Royal. So obviously with this being a Paco Rabanne and being a 1 million, you would expect it to last a long time, and it does. And also with this being a Paco Rabanne and being a 1 million, you would expect it to be sweet, and it is. That's kind of their whole MO. Lavender, cardamom, benzoin, and cedar, some of the notes in this fragrance. And if you're looking for a modern, again, sweet, spicy, warm scent, you could do worse than this one. It is going to be, as you would expect from a 1 million, a compliment pulling scent. You just have to be confident wearing very sweet ones. 1 Million Royal does bring 1 million closer back to its roots than things like 1 Million Parfum that came out before, because that was quite a departure from the original 1 million. And though this doesn't have that floral aspect so much as the original did, it still does get it closer to, I guess, the overall idea of what 1 million started with, if you want to call it that. After that, Guerlain L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum. Almond, cherry, leather, spices, vanilla, some of the notes in this one. And L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum may not be as strong as far as projection goes as a lot of the ones that we've talked about here, but it does have great longevity off my skin, lasts for a long time, and the projection is still very good, if not monstrous. This one is refined, elegant, it's nice and smooth, as well as a great performing scent. So during fall, winter, and spring, this stuff will have you smelling absolutely fantastic. Love L'Homme Ideal Eau de Parfum and love the line. After that, let's talk about Versace with Eros Eau de Parfum. Also, you could go with Eros Eau de Toilette. That one lasts forever off my skin as well. The Eros line, because of the sweetness that it has and also the performance that it has been considered a clubbing fragrance for a while, ever since it came out. It's a really nice mixture of sweet and fresh, and then like a little bit of woodiness underneath. Has mint, vanilla, apple, and ambroxan in here, and truly, you can use Eros year-round. Eros Eau de Toilette, Eau de Parfum, you can wear those during the summer, you can wear them during the winter, just adjust your sprays as necessary. Great, great, great versatility for these that sometimes gets overlooked. One of the most popular fragrances in the entire country in the US, and for good reason. People love this stuff, and it lasts forever, so good bang for your buck. Coming close to the end here, and the next one we're gonna talk about is from Tom Ford. It is Noir Extreme Parfum. Vanilla, coffee, cardamom, suede, and ginger. Some of the notes in the fragrance, the ginger really helps open this one up. And as it dries down, it's extremely warm, sweet, very unique smelling, a little bit richer than Noir Extreme, the original version of this. Extremely alluring fragrance. You can wear this one formally or on a date. It is going to be more of a fall, winter time type of scent, more of an evening type of scent, and it is pricey, being a Tom Ford. So that is kind of a drawback, because a lot of these others you can get for, you know, between 40 on the low end to 80 on the high end, a lot of these. This one you're not gonna find for 80. That is a drawback, but it does make up for that with quality of ingredients, and also, uniqueness, because the only thing that I can say smells pretty similar to this is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Between the two, if I could get just one, I think I'd go for the Parfum. From there, another Parfum, or technically a Le Parfum, AZZARO the Most Wanted Le Parfum. Ginger, incandescent woods, and bourbon vanilla. Some of the notes here, and this stuff just smells awesome. The more you smell it, the more you like it. When I first got this one in, first smelled it, I thought, man, maybe it's a little too close to the Most Wanted that came before it. The more you get of this, the more you want. Little smokiness from the woods in here, the bourbon vanilla, just amazing. If you're looking for something that has that modern sort of warm sweetness, almost edible gourmand sweetness, kind of like I mentioned before with Stronger With You Intensely, that style, and you want it to have performance where it's going to last a long time, where it's going to project very well, but not in a way that becomes overwhelming, that draws attention, compliments, this you have to try out. This is right up toward the top. All right, last fragrance, also from Guerlain. It is Bois Mystérieux. Did I butcher that? Possibly. This is top notch. Really, really, really good. Laurels, cedar, leather, and myrrh. This one has kind of an herbaceousness to it off the top. It's got a wafting smokiness, like an incense smoke that cuts through. As it dries down, the way that the woods mix together with the resins and the sort of peppery feeling that it has is just out of this world. Really top notch. It is not going to be as much of an out and out compliment puller, if you want to call it that, as things like The Most Wanted or 1 Million Royal or Eros or Stronger With You Intensely. You get the idea. But when you compare that to the other fragrances on this list, I would say that that one, along with probably Noir Extreme, will have you smelling the most different. So this Guerlain, wrapping up the list. And if you're lucky, you can sometimes find this at discounters for a little bit of a discount over what it would go for at retail. Like the Tom Ford, that's gonna be on the higher end of the prices of the things we talked about here today. All right, there we go. That'll do it. 12 fragrances that will last 24 hours through the day, through the evening. Great performance on each one of these. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.